Criss Waddle would be picked up by the FBI in no time. Whether he chooses to continue playing, hiding, or seek with authorities, including the Economic and Organized Crime Office or not, his day of accountability would come knocking. But before that, he has committed the worst mistake of his life. Wicked Blogger Ghana can confidently say that sometimes authorities consider certain individuals on their list and give them a grace period. But when they are dared, or the act on which you are wanted is defended by you, then it becomes a total ballgame altogether. Criss Waddle threw shots at authorities and individuals calling for his arrest on his song featuring Strongman titled, I Am Strongman. He stated that if he gets arrested, nothing new happens to those calling for that, and also stated that most Ghanaians equally fraud. So his isn't anything new. From a Wicked Blogger Ghana standpoint, this is where things begin to shift from music bravado into dangerous territory. Not because of beats, bars, or lyrical confidence, but because history has shown that mockery, defiance, and public dismissal of serious allegations often accelerates scrutiny rather than silencing it. Let us be clear, music is art, and artists have always used songs to respond to critics. However, when an artist responds to calls for accountability by normalizing alleged wrongdoing, taunting law enforcement, or suggesting that illegality is widespread and therefore acceptable, it raises red flags far beyond entertainment. This is not about whether Criss Waddle has committed a crime. That is for investigators and courts, not bloggers or fans. What Wicked Blogger Ghana is examining here is pattern, perception, and precedent. Historically, individuals who later found themselves in deep legal trouble did not fall because of one single act. They fell because of a combination of arrogance, loose talk, digital footprints, associations, and public statements that contradicted their legal posture. One of the biggest mistakes people make when under public scrutiny is speaking too much. Another is turning potential legal issues into entertainment content. When lyrics appear to trivialize arrest, dismiss allegations, or suggest collective guilt as justification, it gives investigators something very valuable: intent narrative. In modern law enforcement, especially with international cooperation, songs, interviews, social media posts, and public statements are no longer just talk. They are archived, time-stamped, and analyzed. Lyrics that appear to defend or normalize alleged wrongdoing can be interpreted not as jokes, but as state of mind. Another issue critics point to is association culture. In today's enforcement climate, authorities do not only look at what you do, they look at who you move with, who you defend, and who defends you. Public alignment with controversial figures or dismissive attitudes toward crime allegations can pull unintended attention. Then there's the issue of digital visibility. Artists live online. Every flex, every caption, every reply becomes part of a permanent record. When someone is already the subject of rumors or calls for investigation, digital silence is often safer than digital bravado. Turning controversy into a hook line may win streams, but it can also invite scrutiny. Wicked Blogger Ghana has observed over the years that law enforcement sometimes watches quietly. They do not always move immediately. They observe patterns. They let individuals speak freely. They document contradictions. They track financial, digital, and social trails. What looks like nothing happening is often groundwork being laid. This is why seasoned lawyers advise clients to never argue their case in public. Courtrooms are not recording studios. Lyrics cannot be cross-examined, but the intent behind them can be questioned. Again, this is not a declaration of guilt. It is a cautionary examination of how public responses to controversy can escalate matters rather than settle them. Music history is full of examples where artists later regretted statements they once laughed about. At the time, it felt like confidence. Later, it felt like evidence. If anything, this moment should serve as a lesson to creatives, influencers, and public figures. When allegations arise, restraint is power. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Wicked Blogger Ghana is not predicting arrests. We are analyzing behavior, history, and how systems work. Accountability does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly, with documents instead of diss tracks. And when it does, bars do not matter, only facts do. In situations like this, Wicked Blogger Ghana has learned to pay attention not to what is loudly said, but to what is quietly ignored. When public figures respond to serious concerns with sarcasm, bravado, or musical retaliation, it often masks a deeper misunderstanding of how modern accountability works. Law enforcement, especially in the age of digital intelligence and international cooperation, does not operate on emotion. It operates on patterns, records, and time. One of the most overlooked mistakes individuals make under scrutiny is confusing public opinion with investigative interest. The two are not the same. While fans may cheer lyrics and online supporters may amplify narratives of persecution, investigators are trained to separate noise from signal. They are not moved by diss tracks, they are moved by inconsistencies. Another critical error is overconfidence in anonymity and distance. Many people still believe that borders offer protection. That mindset is outdated. Financial systems, digital platforms, and communication tools are now globally monitored through cooperative frameworks. When money moves, data moves with it. When data moves, it leaves trails. No amount of public confidence can erase that. Wicked Blogger Ghana has observed that when individuals publicly normalize alleged wrongdoing by saying everyone does it, they unintentionally step into dangerous legal territory. That kind of statement does not dilute suspicion. It amplifies it. Authorities are not interested in how common an act is. They are interested in whether it happened, how it happened, and who benefited. There is also the issue of timing. When someone chooses to speak defiantly at a moment when silence would have been wiser, it can be interpreted as recklessness rather than innocence. Investigators often view such moments as windows into mindset. Not guilt, but judgment. And poor judgment is often what leads to deeper exposure. Another often ignored mistake is misplaced confidence in influence. Fame, wealth, and visibility can create an illusion of immunity. History repeatedly proves otherwise. In fact, visibility often accelerates interest. The higher the profile, the greater the responsibility, and the sharper the scrutiny. Wicked Blogger Ghana has also noticed a recurring pattern. Individuals under pressure sometimes believe that attacking accusers or authorities publicly will discourage further action. In reality, it does the opposite. It can solidify resolve. Institutions do not respond well to being challenged through mockery or minimization. There is also the matter of documentation culture. Every song release, every interview, every caption becomes part of a timeline. When investigators later reconstruct events, they do not rely on memory. They rely on archives. What feels like a fleeting moment today can become a reference point tomorrow. At this stage, the smartest move for anyone facing serious public allegations is recalibration. Not panic, not performance, recalibration. This means tightening communication, seeking proper legal guidance, and understanding that the loudest response is rarely the strongest. Wicked Blogger Ghana is not calling for arrest. We are calling for awareness. Awareness that the world has changed. Awareness that digital footprints do not fade. Awareness that public defiance is not a legal strategy. Part 2 of this analysis is not about fear. It is about foresight. Many before have laughed, dismissed, and mocked until the laughter stopped. Accountability does not announce itself on social media. It arrives through paperwork, summons, and quiet procedural steps. Those watching this unfold should understand one thing clearly. The absence of immediate consequences is not the presence of safety. Sometimes it is simply the calm before a file is complete. And when the file is complete, narratives no longer matter. Only records do. Wicked Blogger Ghana will continue to observe, analyze, and report carefully, responsibly, and without sentiment. Because in matters like this, time always tells the full story.